Let's see. I'm going to do Vlogtober because all the cool kids used to do it. I don't know who's doing it this year. But I've never really watched anybody's Vlogtobers, but I decided to do this because it was an impulse, and I just wrote on my Instagram, I'm going to do Vlogtober, and everybody was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I felt committed. So here I am. I'm Rebecca. I live in Washington State, 39. I don't feel like I have to introduce myself all the time. You know who I am if you're watching this, probably. But do you guys watch Barbara's Flame and Fiber, her daily vlog? Because I love that. I watch it as often as I can, and she just sits and drinks coffee and talks about her day, and I love it. I think it's the most cozy, wonderful thing to just sit down and feel like I'm talking with a friend. So I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to do every day or if I'm just going to show footage from my day. I'm not sure. I know I'm not doing the intro thing because I don't really dig those, man. I know some people like them, but it's not my jam. I just want to get to the point, right? I'm a very get to the point person. Anyway, so today I'm drinking a oat milk crisp, apple crisp, oat milk macchiato, but without oat milk and just 2% milk, because I actually went ahead and got an oat milk one today, and it tasted like if you took steel cut oats and water and blended them up and drank it. It didn't taste like coffee. It didn't taste like anything. It tasted like the most disgusting oatmeal, watery smoothie that you've ever tasted in your life. I didn't taste any apple crisp. It was horrible. So I got this one, and it's 2% milk, and it is so good. I love the apple flavors. I'm very basic, and I like fall, but I don't like pumpkin. Like, pumpkin spice is pretty much the worst. Apple spice is actually really great. And Bath & Body Works has an apple spice scent this year that I have it on the wallflower, but I should go get some more because I don't want to use it because I only have one, and you guys know how that is, right? Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so if you're like, what are you talking about, Rebecca? Why are you going on? Okay. I am going to talk about my life for the next month. It's very exciting. I have the most thrilling, exciting life in the world. Usually I wake up, I get my kids off to bed or to school, and then I sit around and I knit, and I think about knitting, and I get my kids off the bus, and then I knit and I make dinner, and then I think about knitting again while I'm making dinner, and then I knit more, and then I go to bed. Usually that's how I try to schedule my days. Sometimes is that the right word? Sometimes things get thrown in and I don't want to do them, and I end up doing it anyway. It is also my birth month. I will be 40 on the 29th. I love my birthday. I am so excited about my birthday. Oh my God. I'm going to be 40, and I'm really happy about it. I can't wait to be 40. I think being 40 is going to be fantastic. I've never been 40 before, right? So this is a whole brand new experience. I think it's going to be a lot like being 39, but it feels like a milestone, and I just am grateful, honestly, because I've known too many people who have died in their 20s and 30s, and I am just happy to be here and be alive. And obviously I feel like we've all had those experiences probably where you could have died and didn't, and I have had a lot of those. Not just near-death experiences, but like times I should have died. It should have been a near-death experience. And I won't go into those because my mom will probably watch this, and I don't need my mom knowing all the times that I was doing dangerous things that could have killed me. I didn't, Mom. I survived. Yeah, here I am, still alive, I hope. You ever wonder, like, if you've actually died and this is just it, and you're just cursed to live like this for the rest of forever? Probably not, but it's not off the table, right? I don't know. That was a weird train of thought. Anyway, so what I do have to talk about besides my really exciting days is knitting. And so I brought two things to share. I brought my current work in progress that I will be abandoning completely soon. Not because I want to or because it's my plan, but it's just who I am as a person, and I know that it's not going to happen for me. It is what it is. So it's actually really difficult to show because it's over 500 stitches right now. And and you know what? You know why I haven't showed this is because the middle looks terrible. So let's just close it up a little bit. I am making the Star Blanket by Stephen West. It's the Starflake, but in a circular form. And I am on the second stripe. And so let's talk about my modifications. First of all, I am using acrylic from the craft store, and this is the Lion brand Schitt's Creek yarn. Now, I love Schitt's Creek, love, and I watch it all the time. I think I've seen every episode like 4 times. But when they came out with the Schitt's Creek yarn, I was like, I am not buying that. That is a gimmick and a half. I don't need to buy things just because my favorite TV show. And I didn't buy this for that reason. What I bought it for was because these 200-gram skeins were on sale at Michael's for $5 each. So that's like $2.50 a skein. And I don't know. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So anyway, I'm doing these colors, the gray, the different grays and the yellows. Now this is pretty much the similar color scheme as the Star Blanket photos on Ravelry. Not on purpose. I was actually going to do pink. And then I went to the store. And see, this is where the gimmicks get me, is because this color is called Fold in the Cheese. And if you watch Schitt's Creek, you know. And I had to get it. You know, I'm a sucker for a gimmick. I really am. I try not to be, but I am. Name it something cool and I will buy it. It's who I am as a person. It's 100% acrylic. It's definitely one of the nicer acrylics I've ever worked with. And I actually really like it. The other modification here is that this is knit in the round, and this yellow stripe is supposed to be garter stitch. So knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, to make that purl detail. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. This is over 500 stitches, and I am not purling 500 stitches in acrylic. Now, after I finished the second knit row, where it should have been a purl, I was like, oh dang, I could have just flipped it around and knit the other direction, knit the wrong way, and I would have the garter. I'm not doing it, okay? I'm not ripping back. I'm not doing it. I don't have to, and I think that Stephen West would support me in this decision. So I have knit this. Now the problem is that stockinette, in my personal opinion and experience, is longer than garter. Like garter kind of shrinks down. So I'm trying to decide how many rows of this I'm going to do. I'm obviously only done 3, and I think it's supposed to be like 6, but I'm not sure. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I just know that I'm not doing garter stitch in the round. That's not happening. Of all the things that have never happened, that one's not happening the most. But I do like it. I love my Starflake. I should have brought my Starflake. You guys saw it. So this is what I've been working on. The acrylic is okay. It's not super saver. It's not splitty. There's nothing wrong with it. I just really don't enjoy working with acrylic. But I'm also cheap. Your girl is balling on a budget. And I just am a cheap person who didn't want to pay a lot of money for the blanket. Like, I mean, I'm happy for what other people do with their money, and that's fantastic. Like, good for them. But I don't have the budget to make a DK weight blanket or a worsted weight blanket all in wool, nor do I really want to. You know, those things get dirty. I have dogs, but then it's like, well, if I'm not willing to even make it in wool because I have to wash it, what business do I have making a blanket in the first place? I can go to the store and buy an acrylic blanket. You know, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I might just actually cut that off early and make it a baby blanket. I don't know anybody having a baby. I'm not having a baby. But, you know, it could be just, it's kind of baby color. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because the Stephen West Mystery Knit-Along is coming up, and everybody knows that's my favorite time of year, and I'm not going to have time to work on a blanket. Why did I cast that on? Who let me do that? No one, because I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. Because I don't like telling people I'm doing stuff, because then I never do it, and then people are, you know, oh, why didn't you do it? Nobody says that. Actually, that's not true. People have actually messaged me and been like, whatever happened to that one project you were working on? It's in the trash, okay? It's in the garbage. I have thrown away my projects before, especially marled projects. Anyway, I'm getting long. So, every day on Barbara's vlog, she shows something. She wears something, or she talks about something she's knitted in the past. I don't know if she does it every day. She used to. I'm sure she doesn't have 847 things that she's knit. Maybe I'll talk about it later. We're already at 9 minutes. But I was like, well, maybe it'd be fun to like talk every day about something that I've knit in the past that I haven't shown on my podcast recently. Because if you watched my podcast recently, then you know that I just went through all of my West knits, and I actually forgot 2 of them. So there was even more. I knit the jigsaw shawl, and I want to make the jigsaw blanket because the shawl was really fun. And I didn't show my pants, my Marled Mania pants that I made. So maybe I'll show those too. Maybe I'll just show something every day. So the Stephen West Mystery Knit-Along is coming up, going back to that. I'm super excited. I look forward to it every year. I look forward to it starting at the end of November, and I think about it all year long until September. It is the most exciting thing. It's my like third favorite holiday. Christmas, my birthday, and the Stephen Westminster Knit Along. And I really don't like that it's in October because while it is my birthday month and that's just an exciting thing for my birthday, I'm never going to be finished by my birthday. You know, and I have birthday plans. I have other things going on in October. The Rhinebeck is in October. I think that the Stephen Westminster Knit Along would be good for like February. To get through the long, boring month of February where it's cold and everybody's miserable in the Northern Hemisphere. Think about it, Stephen. Remember that time he did one in like March or May or something and it was the best? It was great. 2 a year, Stephen. That's what I want. 2 every year. Have I decided my colors? No, but I do have a funny story about it if you want to stick around. You're still here. So I go to a counselor. Technically a counselor, but I just say therapist because I feel like that's just easier to say, I guess. And I had been talking to him about my struggle about the Mr. Knit Along. And I know that sounds like a first world problem, and I understand that, but I go for other things. It just came up. And he got very excited about this. He doesn't knit, but he was like very intrigued by this whole process and very excited. And so I was telling him all about it, as much as you can tell somebody who doesn't knit. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. And so yesterday I had gone in there and talked to him. And he asked me, first thing, did you pick your colors? Like, I want to see what you picked. And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't pick yet. And he was visibly disappointed. And then when we left, he was like, yeah, I helped a friend move this weekend and it hurt so bad. And I'm so sore and miserable. I was going to call in because I didn't want to come into work today. But then I saw that you were my first client. And I was like, oh, I got to find out what colors you picked. But now I'm going home. Like, I'm telling him that I am done for the day and I'm going home. I'm hurting. And I was like, oh my God. He literally drove in like 40 minutes to see my colors. And that's not my fault. Like, I feel like that could have been an email. Hey, Rebecca, not going to be able to make it into the office today, but looking forward to seeing your colors. He knows my email address. Maybe they get in trouble for that at work. I don't know. But I would have emailed him back and been like, yeah, sorry about your back. I haven't picked yet. So it's not on me. It's not my fault. Anyway, it was just funny. I laughed. But I've told that story so many times now that, yeah, it's not as funny to me anymore. But I don't know why I said all that. Anyway, so I'm in my bedroom. These are my children's drawings. I tape up in my room the things that they give me. And so my room is basically decorated in children's paintings and notes. They'll just give me something like, I love you, Mom. And they're like, hang it up in your room. So that's my decor, my room. So let's see. What am I going to do today? Because Barbara always talks about what she's going to do. I am going to clean up my house. Like, that's my plan today, is to get some cleaning done because A, the Mr. Knit Along's coming and you can't clean your house during the Mr. Knit Along because you have to knit. At least I do. I'm a fast knitter and it takes me forever to knit these clues. But I also have to clean my house because I'm going to vlog every day and you can't vlog when your house is messy. Like, if I turn this camera around, y'all might be concerned for me and my mental health, which may be a concern, but I have some things to work through here. My house, my living room, we just painted it and it looks so fantastic and I would love to vlog there. I might, but I can't do it today because my kids are home because it's Saturday, which is nice having them all here. Anyway, maybe I'll just upload this and then I'll take footage throughout the day if I need to, if something interesting happens, and then I'll put it in tomorrow's or upload tonight. There's no laws about how often you can upload to YouTube. So maybe I'll just spam everybody until everybody unfollows me that hates me, and then I'll see who my true friends are. And everybody who doesn't use YouTube anymore, I guess, also. Anyway. That's all I have today, I guess. It's 15 minutes, and I really don't want to make this long. I'm sorry about my air conditioner kicking on. I don't really want to make this too long. It's Vlogtober, so it's not a podcast or anything. So I'm going to go, actually, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, all right, have a good one.